Hi friends, in this episode I am trying to give you a tip how you can make your earnings tax efficient. Most of us when they are employed and they have a good amount of salary, I am talking about salaries which is earned up to 50 lakh rupees a year. That's much more, and at that time any penny going to the tax pinches us. And our entire endeavor is how we can save the tax, how we can make it tax efficient without tax evasion. Tax avoidance is always welcome, but that time so many things comes to our mind. Oh, we could have saved tax by giving this reimbursement, by this reimbursement, by this reimbursement, but so much of allowances. But government is also equally intelligent to ensure that whatever is salary is taxed like a salary. Whatever is perquisite which can be allowed, whether taxable or exempt, can be allowed by the corporate. And if you do something beyond that, then you have to face the consequence if you are not doing as per the regulation. This episode gives you an opportunity how you can make it a better tax efficient if you convert from employee to a consultant to the company. Your role remains the same, your obligation remains the same, your payment by the company remains the same. Hence, nobody is in a worse condition for anything. Sometimes the company may say that you will be doing them work exclusively for themselves like an employment, but given a fee for the work done. Sometimes if you are more entrepreneur, then you can tell to the company, I want to do my work with you maybe 3 days a week, 4 days a week, and I should be allowed freelance to do this. I am allowed to even take some more assignment on my own. If you have that kind of skill, again this skill is useful to you if your earnings are less than 50 lakh rupees a year. Why I am saying 50 lakh rupees a year is, there is a tax provision where they say if you are professionally qualified person and if your earnings are less than 50 lakh rupees a year, then you don't need to maintain books of accounts, you don't need to maintain any expense vouchers and bills, and you have to pay tax only on the 50% of your gross collection. So if your gross collection was 40 lakhs, you have to pay taxes only on 20 lakhs. You don't have to keep the record of what expenses you did for your car maintenance, car petrol bill, telephone bills, restaurant bill for business development. So indirectly, if you would have earned a salary of 40 lakhs, you would have paid taxes on the 40 lakhs. While in this case, you have paid taxes on the 20 lakhs. And that saving of taxes on the 20 lakhs is your indirect increment of your earning from 40 lakhs to 43 lakhs. This applies if you are a professionally qualified person. If you are a person who is not professionally qualified, but you are working still on a fee or as a consultant, where your skill is so important to the company that even if you are not an engineer, you are not a doctor, you are not a chartered accountant, you are not a lawyer, but the company is willing to give you for anything as a fee, then this limit of 50 lakhs goes up to 2 crore rupees. In which 2 crore rupees up to 2 crore is too high an amount. Hence, if you can have a potential to earn 2 crore rupees a year, then in any case you can be intelligent and hire people to safeguard to how to save taxes. Because in that case, the tax law says now not 50% of the tax to be paid. Now your income is expected to be anything above 8% of your gross collection. Because they expect your inputs to earn that money will be also to the extent like a business where your gross earning, if it is 8%, government is happy that you are paying taxes on 8%. What are the precautions you should take if you opt for any of these two things? One is you need to have a GST number, but the GST number is a one-time affair and filing of GST returns are simplistic, which you can do yourself or through a consultant. The cost of filing of GST returns will be much less than what taxes you save, but these compliances cannot be ignored. Only thing is if your earnings are less than 20 lakhs a year, then there is no GST application. Second is your cash drawings or expenses should go from the bank account. It should not happen that your entire earning is sitting in the bank account, no expenses incurred, and then you say that I want to take benefit of this scheme, and you're putting the entire saving into investment plans, into property purchase, then somewhere there is a mismatch of savings, taxes and your earnings. Hence, what has saved you is not to keep a record of expenses, not to keep a record of bookkeeping, and there is no tax scrutiny allowed for such tax return. So you don't have a fear of tax scrutiny of your earnings. Besides that, if you are covered by this scheme of presumptive tax of 44 AD and ADA, you don't have to pay advance tax also every quarter. Your advance tax will be once a year in the month of March, and still you have complied and with no default. I'm sure if you think it over nicely with your chartered accountant or advisor or yourself, you can increase your take home without compromising anything on your same structure of salary, same work which you are doing it, same employer, and nothing else.